back to another episode of I Got Next podcast. We're back with Getz and Austin. We don't have Will for this podcast. You guys ready?
Yep.
So let's start off with some more drama. We was talking about Aaron Rodgers last time, but there's still more drama coming up. Aaron Rodgers now wants the GM fire, and he said he will not suit up for this 2021 season. And people are thinking that he might just pull a Brett Favre, retire, and host Jeopardy for a season. And there's a lot of teams that Aaron Rodgers said he's interested in. The four teams that he said he's interested in is I'm pretty sure Broncos, Raiders, Saints, and Dolphins. So, guys, your thoughts about this?
Honestly, I think last time I was talking about how the Packers disrespected him, but, after having some more time and thinking about it, I think he's being a little bit of a baby at this point, man. Like, you're not going to return unless somebody's fired. I just think that's a weak move. And what's he getting mad at the GM for? He has more help. He has all-stars on his team, Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, I saw it was like 6 Pro Bowlers on his team.
Right, and he's complaining. Or that might – yeah. And he's complaining. He has Devontae Adams as his number one. He has good secondary wide receivers like Lazard and stuff like that. So I think he's just being a baby at this point.
Yeah, I agree because I saw this on Instagram saying the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, they late traded up to the 3rd pick and drafted a quarterback. While the Packers just drafted a quarterback in the late first round.
Traded up to get him as well, but still, Jimmy G was cool about it. If you heard his answer in an interview that he said Tom Brady did the same thing for me where I studied under him, and I'm going to try to do the same thing for Trey.
Yeah. But I feel like
Aaron Rodgers seems to be scared of the competition, apparently.
Because he's probably thinking about, oh, man, I did the same thing with Brett Favre. Now, look, a kid who got drafted in the same spot that I got drafted when in 2004. I mean, not 2004, 2005. So, but, thing is, I don't really want to trade for, I don't want the Broncos to really trade, because, the Packers are saying, oh, we need 3 first-round picks, all your young players, too. I'm for a dude who's going to last for, 2 years in the league. He's 37 years old.
Many. Wait, was Broncos on his list? If you're the Broncos, you have to make this move. You only get a certain time to compete for a championship. And who cares if he's gone in 2 years? If you get a championship out of it, that's forever. I think if you're the Broncos, you have to go all in. You're not winning a Super Bowl.
I just see some dumb trades from Bleacher Report saying, oh, trading away Bradley Chubb, Shelby Harris, Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy, and 2 first-round picks. I'm
I would do that. Most of those guys could be replaceable.
Right, in NFL, and Aaron Rodgers is the MVP of the league.
You don't know. He's 37 years old. You don't know this might be the year. So
the most important position in football. It's not like any other sport where, positions are somewhat equal.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers automatically makes any team a contender.
Right. So if I was the Broncos, I'd go all in for this move. You're not winning anything with Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater. Hate to break it to you.
Yeah. But I got up all the trade scenarios, the best trade scenarios that I saw. Oh, yeah, you also have the Browns on that list, too. I forgot about to say that.
Browns have a sick roster, so.
So, first one is the Broncos. The Packers get Patrick Surtain, Tim Patrick, Drew Lock, and 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for Aaron Rodgers and Eric Stokes. That's the one from ESPN. Next one is the Washington football team. Now, this one's a lot. They get 2 first-round pick, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Matt Adonis, and 2 second-round picks for Aaron Rodgers. And then the third one is Miami Dolphins. It's a 3-team trade. So, Dolphins get Aaron Rodgers and a 4th-round pick. Steelers get Tua, and Packers get a first-round pick from San Francisco, a first-round pick from Miami/San Francisco, a 5th-rounder, and another first-round pick from Pittsburgh. And this one's Giants. Darius Slayton, Packers get Darius Slayton, a first-round pick, another first-round pick, and another first-round pick. And Giants get Aaron Rodgers. And then the Browns get Aaron Rodgers and Josh Jackson, while the Packers get Baker Mayfield, David Njoku, first-round pick, and another first-round pick.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to keep. I mean, obviously those trades they're all giving up a lot. It's hard to keep up with all 5 of them or see which trade is more valuable to the Packers or whatever. But what I would say for all of those teams is they're a quarterback away from being Super Bowl contenders. So you got to go all in for Aaron Rodgers. Players like this do not come on the market that often.
Yeah, speaking about players who on that elite level, Texans drafting Kevin Mond. Are they looking to build their future without Deshaun Watson? Because it seems like Deshaun Watson won't be able to play. He might be put on the commissioner exempt list. So, what do you think Texans are thinking of right now, Gets?
Well, yeah, they have to think about who's going to play besides him. Not only because he refuses to play for them, but he's going to be suspended or the exempt list. So I don't know which quarterbacks they already had in their camp, but Kellen Mond was like one of the guys outside of the top 5 first-round quarterbacks that everyone knew about. Kellen Mond was one of those guys that they were talking about had some value in late rounds. Him along with like Kyle Trask, who was terrible, and Sam Ellinger. So
Wait, did a trade happen? Because I thought Kellen Mond got drafted to the Vikings.
I probably get the wrong quarterback, but let me check. Do the Texans draft.
Trask went to the
Oh,
Buccaneers.
Davis Mills. No, never mind.
Oh, yeah, okay. Davis Mills, quarterback out of Stanford. Yeah. He was also a good one, but I think the reason that he wasn't drafted higher was because he had nagging injuries throughout his career at Stanford, which caused him to miss a lot of time and have few starts. But out of high school, I think he was like up there with one of the top prospects.
Yeah.
Now his college career didn't go exactly as planned, but that's where you can maybe find some value there.
Do you guys know who the Texans drafted with like their first round pick?
You don't have a first round pick.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Texan moment.
They could have drafted Trey Lance if they never traded away the pick, but you know. Yeah, but next up, so if Broncos don't, people are like the Broncos don't get Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson, and they stay content for some reason. The quarterbacks are Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock, and head coach came out saying, "Oh, we're gonna have a quarterback competition. There's a 50-50 chance that both of them, that either of them are gonna be starting." So, Austin, who's gonna win that QB battle right there? Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock?
Give me Teddy.
Teddy.
I don't like that Teddy will win the quarterback matchup because it holds back some sort of potential that Drew Lock has. But I think he'll show up in practices to be able to be the first string starter for the Broncos.
Yeah, if you had to make me pick between those two guys, which is not a good spot for any franchise to be in, but I'd take Teddy because he's had a lot of different experiences in a lot of different organizations, started for a few teams, and been in quarterback battles before. So,
yeah, the Broncos GM used to be a former Vikings GM, drafted Teddy Bridgewater, so I feel like he knows how Teddy Bridgewater is going to play, know what type of system you can put him in, but I feel like it's going to be Drew Lock because Drew Lock's been training underneath Peyton Manning himself, you know. He's going to come back motivated during all these trade rumors. See, they got Teddy Bridgewater in. Like, he's going to be more motivated than ever. So, I think Drew Lock's going to come out to start over here. So, don't stop sleeping. Stop.
MVP season.
And speaking of the Broncos,
to me, this Peyton Manning training him story is so overrated. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't think he's going to make a diamond out of whatever Drew Lock is.
Yeah, but speaking of the Broncos, Jawun James got injured off the campus in his own personal training facility where he was training at. And he tore his Achilles, so season injury. And according to the NFL, if you got injured off site of an NFL training facility, the team don't have to pay for his contract, and so he's supposed to get paid. I'm pretty sure like 10 to 20 million this year, and that's took off the contract. And some players are mad about it, but like to me, I see the only players that are talking about it are Chiefs players. So like, and I'm not really mad about it because like he only played like 20 snaps in the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, but this is so brutal. Was he doing something football related at his own facility?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just some rule, but it's just so harsh to me.
Yeah, it's a harsh rule, but when you look at that contract, that's just more reasons to actually read the contract before you sign it. Because you can point out things like that and be like, I don't want that in my contract. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a shame it happened. It shouldn't have happened, but
the thing is, like, we're already talking about releasing him already because he hasn't played that much for us for like the past 3 seasons. And like, me seeing this, I'm like, oh, we can actually go out and get a better tackle, like from, one of the Chiefs tackles, because like there's really no one else left on the market now. So I'm surprised no one even signed those 2 yet. But I'm pretty sure people are worried about the injury problems. But
or their Super Bowl performance. Not Eric Fisher, he didn't play, but the other one,
Mitchell Schwartz.
Yeah, he played, didn't he?
No, he was out.
Oh, both of them was injured.
Oh, they were both out.
Yeah.
No, I thought someone had COVID on the team too. Was it like one of the tackles who had COVID and one got injured?
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a harsh rule, but like I understand why, because like the dude only played 20 snaps for the past 3 seasons, so.
Well, I understand why the team's doing it too, because I'm not going to pay him if I don't have to pay him. I just think it's hard, especially, if he is doing something like stupid, like let's say he's snowboarding or something and he breaks a leg or something, like that's non-football related. But if he's working out in the off season to try to get better at his sport for his job, that's harsh.
Yeah. So DK Metcalf, he's trying to compete for the Olympics, trying to be in the Olympics. He's doing a race to see he can compete for the U.S. trials. And if he wins that race or gets do good in that race, he gets to compete in the U.S. trials to go to the Olympics. So, Austin, you're the biggest Seahawks fan I know.
Okay. I'm not a hater. I like DK, but he's going to get dusted. He ran like, 22 miles per hour in that chase down to Buda Baker. Those U.S. sprinters run like 28 miles per hour. He's going to get dusted. He has no chance. People don't realize how fast these U.S. Olympic sprinters are. People don't appreciate that.
Yeah. It's probably just a publicity stunt, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're probably going to let him qualify because, it'll bring in more viewers.
But they wouldn't let him make the Olympic team, that's for sure. He'll have to run the best time to make
Seahawks, like, do I really want my star running – not running back, star –
Oh, no, I'm Pete Carroll. I'm saying no, you can't do this.
If you do, we're not going to pay you this year. So, like –
how often does someone pull up with, like, a hamstring injury there?
Yeah. And this is, like, a non-football related thing, so, like –
mm-hmm.
If I was a Seahawks organization, I'd be like, yo, DK, you need to chill out because, like, we're not going to have you compete in the Olympics that's in August and the season starts in September. So,
yeah.
We're going to be 100% when the season starts. So.
And this is kind of a Pete Carroll thing. He's kind of always been, like, loose with allowing his players to do stuff, and it can come back to bite him.
Yeah.
He's always been, like, a player's coach. Sometimes you're too nice to the players.
I'm pretty sure his first name's Frank Ragnow, highest paid center. So, guys, you think he deserves the contract?
I hadn't seen this yet. Let me look this up real quick.
Yeah, Frank Ragnow is like the highest paid center on the Lions. I think it's deserved.
Yeah, he definitely deserves it, especially being playing in Detroit too. He deserves all the money he can get. So, and he's not really talked about that much, but like he's a all. I'm not sure he's an all-pro center, but he's all-pro center to me. So
Yeah, I think
at
he's
that level, whether or not he was selected this year, he's at that level for sure.
I think he's top 2. But yeah, especially when you're in Detroit, you got to keep your players around because it's not a high demand place, and you got to protect your quarterback somehow to try and set him up for success.
And I guess they're building the offensive line a little bit.
Oh yeah, they're getting a strong.
School.
the only problem is I'm not Carson. That's later.
No wide
receivers. Jared Goff's going to throw to. So
yeah, no weapons. Yeah.
So I saw a video on TikTok the other day, talking about Kliff Kingsburg. And Kliff Kingsburg, people saying that Kliff Kingsburg is an overrated coach if you think about it. So when he was in Texas Tech didn't want to renew his contract for having another losing season. He failed to get Cal Murray to Texas Tech. And then when Kyle Murray went to transfer again, went to transfer, failed to get him from transfer portal too. And now having 2 losing seasons, having a chance, blowing like a 9-3 lead, start the season with a 9-3, second the NFC West, and then end up going 8-8. So people were saying, not 9-3. Oh my God, sorry, 7-3. Ended up going 8-8. So. And seeing how, Kyle Murray gets injured, so you take him out. Then when the game's already over, you put him back in for no reason. People are saying that he's not the young, great head coach who's going to be the future of the league. So, Austin, what are your thoughts about Kliff Kingsbury?
This year, I think he's going to be on the hot seat. This is the deciding year. They have a much stronger team. There's no excuse not to make the playoffs here.
Except for maybe they're in one of the hardest divisions in the NFL.
But they're probably the second best team in the NFC West.
Yeah, and last year they lost a lot of unnecessary games. Week 3 to the Lions, week 4 to the Panthers. And those games ended up being crucial in the end when they were 8-8 just on the outside.
Yeah, and they were making games look close, especially with the Eagles.
For no reason. But that last game, the Week 17 one, am I mistaken here, or did they not have Goff?
They did not have Goff.
And they lost that one. It was like win and you're in, something like that. And They didn't have Goff, and they lost the game. That one was just strange. And you didn't have Kyler Murray in for most of the game, like you said. Just strange.
Yeah, and also there's another thing, Bill O'Brien, the legendary head coach of the Texans, came up with better routes for DeAndre Hopkins to run, but you see the routes that DeAndre Hopkins is running for the Cardinals right now doesn't really look that good. You only see streak routes and a couple slants. But when Bill O'Brien was coaching DeAndre Hopkins, he had him doing cut routes, all these crazy looking routes that actually work. But most of the routes for D-Hop is in this simple streak routes and stuff like that.
Well, just short 5-yard completions. It's just, I don't understand it. And I've heard a lot of Arizona Cardinals fans be like that.
That could be a quarterback play too, because Deshaun Watson is miles better than Kyler Murray. You can draw out more unique plays.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray's still got an arm. You can still send.
Yeah. There's something called a Hail Murray for a reason.
Hop on a post or whatever. But when you looked at the route tree, they were all within 15 yards. It was crazy.
Yeah, but he's definitely on the hot seat. I can say another couple head coaches are on the hot seat, like Matt Nagy for the Bears, that's for sure. Vic Fangio for the Broncos, and who else? I'm thinking about another one.
Is Vic Fangio on the hot seat?
I consider him being on the hot seat.
I said the NFC West was the hardest division in football. That is probably the hardest division in football.
AFC North.
Yeah, that as well. But yeah, the Steelers won't be back as much, and I see the Browns winning that one. Obviously, they have the best roster out of all of them. It'll just be whether Baker Mayfield can step up.
I heard a lot of things about the Bengals saying you don't like Zach Taylor too. So.
Oh, that's difficult to say when he's had one season where Burrow went down and got hurt and doesn't have a good roster. But
well, I'm personally hyped to see some Jaguars game with Urban Meyer.
That is the exact opposite of being on the hot seat. Anything more than winning one game is an improvement. That's just the perfect situation to come in as a first-year head coach.
While it's better than being a head coach for the Jets, where like Rob saw, like you're automatically on the hot seat because you're playing in New York. So like, do one mistake,
but you really can't get any worse either.
Yeah, true.
You just came off Adam Gase.
Mm-hmm.
Even with an underwhelming first season, you can win 4 games, and that'll be called an improvement.
Yeah. But let's transition to some NBA. The Indiana Pacers has some drama. So news came out saying that TJ Warren does not like head coach. I can't pronounce his name, but doesn't like the new head coach doesn't like the head coach, and then he saw how Pacers assistant coach got suspended for 1 game for getting a fight with another player on the Pacers. So, and even though it's his first season, you think that Pacers head coach is already on the hot seat because from last year, Nate McMillan brought that team to a 4 or 5 seed, and now he's on the Hawks, who had a terrible start, and now they're at the 4 and 5 seed right now. So, do you think the Pacers head coach is on the hot seat right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think he is because they have a very good built team. You have Malcolm Brogdon. To be fair, he's usually out for 1/4 of the year. TJ Warren, he's been out more than. I also saw a report. I think it was yesterday. TJ Warren elected to have a season-ending surgery, so he didn't have to play for the new head coach this year. I saw that too. And then he has Miles Turner and then Domantas Sabonis, who could be all NBA with his statistics, and somehow you're on the brink of the play-in. Somehow. In the East.
Yeah, their roster's just too good for that.
Yeah, and they have a top 10 bench too. But I don't know what's happening with that team. It's definitely the head coach is definitely the independent variable there. They're
at least one of them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like ever since Larry Bird stopped being the GM for the Pacers, it's been going downhill. So for me, so in my eyes, them losing Paul George, and then losing Victor Oladipo, and now.
But they still have a good roster.
Yeah.
I don't think it's connected to him leaving as general manager.
Like Larry Bird was GM of the year for a reason, so. But and they're looking like they have to play in the play-in tournament too, which is not a good look. And speaking of the play-in tournament, gets LeBron James. Woo! Play-in tournament. Gets how you feel about LeBron James might be playing the play-in tournament?
Yeah, I've been saying this. Like, firstly, I hate the play-in tournament because the 10th seed in any conference does not deserve a chance to play for the championship. Also, I dislike the Lakers will not win the championship if they play in the play-in tournament. It's impossible. You're not going to play 3 extra games or whatever it is, then go up against a 1 or 2 seed and just be successful like that. It's just going to be too tiring, their run to the championship. So I don't see them winning the championship if they're in the play-in tournament.
It kind of bothers me that LeBron, what he said about the play-in tournament, like whoever had the idea should get fired, when he didn't say anything about it last year when they were the number 1 seed, right? It's just that kind of bothers me that since it affects him now, that it's an issue.
No, but I think last year he understood it because we were missing games. Teams that were 9-10 could have said, "Hey, we legitimately had a chance to make it," but since we're missing games, we couldn't make it.
Yeah, because that year was like Grizzlies, Blazers, and Pelicans are all neck to neck, close by. They are close by making the playoffs too, and also.
So I understand an argument for the play-in tournament last year because we were missing games, but this year, I don't know. It's just gimmicky.
I mean, this year there's also a reduced amount of games too, like the same as last year. 10 to 15 games are missed, and if you look at the West standings record, it's all like last year still. The difference between the 10 and the 8 seed is like 1.5 to 2 games, and I feel like it's a good idea because the odds that the 10 seed actually wins are low. Like
I agree. I feel like it's a good idea because I've been saying this for a while. Like, oh, they should have a play-in tournament because like you see in the past how the 9th and 10th seed are always too close to the 8th seed. So like you see in most of those 9th and 10th seeds.
But you played 82 games. You couldn't cover yourself in 82 games.
Huh?
Well, especially this year, you need it because of the COVID, like close contacts. Like teams have just like pretty much automatically lost like 3 or 4 games because of close contacts. Look at the Sixers; they had like 7 people on the team, a bunch of G League players, and that's happening to every team. And it's not anyone's fault. It's just like it's unfortunate, and I feel like it's the most fair to have that tournament to give them one final chance.
Okay, but this better not become a permanent thing. Yeah. I understand it. We're missing 10 games. Yeah, things happen in the pandemic season that wouldn't regularly happen, but overall it's just not a good idea because the 10 and the 9 seed are never going to win. So why are we letting them compete? Just for extra revenue, for extra playoff games on TV?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but if people at home don't know about this, the play-in tournament is basically going to go like this. So play-in tournament includes the 7th seed, 8th seed, 9th seed, and 10th seed. The 7th and 8th seed plays each other first. Whoever wins that game becomes the 7th seed. And 9 and 10th seed play each other. Whoever wins that plays the loser of the 7th versus 8th seed. So the 8th seed plays the 9th seed. Whoever wins the 8th versus 9th seed becomes the 8th seed, and that's how it goes. And I'm not sure how they're going to work in the lottery. So, we already know Thunder's going to get two top 5 picks anyway. So,
if the Thunder are like
lucky.
They have to be like the number 2, right, to keep their pick.
No, we don't. No other team owns our pick. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I know it's protected. The Rocket pick.
There's some weird situation where some team that's like one of the worst has to fall out of the top 5 for you to get it, right, or something like that.
Yeah. So like, I think the Rockets have to fall out of the top 5 so we can get their pick. And hey, it happens before.
They're the worst team in the league. There's no way they're falling out the top 5.
Okay, they rigged it for Chicago they rigged it for Chicago for Derrick Rose. They rigged it for Cleveland for LeBron James. They rigged it for Zion Williamson too.
Why would they rig it for OKC? Small market. Nobody wants to see that.
True.
Yeah, so if it is rigged,
why would they rig it for Cleveland and New Orleans too? So,
because
why New Orleans?
Okay, I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, because Cleveland, the plan was always for LeBron James to come back, and because New Orleans, that allowed Anthony Davis to be set free to go to the Lakers and make a dynasty there. They're playing 8D chess, Manny. They are so many levels ahead. See, simpletons like me would have thought, okay, just put Zion to New York, right? Because that is the biggest market.
So you're saying that you can see. So you're saying that the Warriors have the Timberwolves pick. They can get two top 5 picks if they don't make it to play. If they lose in the play-in tournament.
What? I think that they would favor the Warriors.
Yeah.
I'd have to see how it plays out, but
yeah, I'm looking forward to a LeBron versus Curry play-in game. Even though Curry's going to get destroyed because his team's full of LA fitness people.
Hey, you're sleeping with my boy Jawun James, like whatever his name is. Yeah, but okay. So speaking about playoffs, some coaches are already on the hot seat if they don't make it far. Like, for example, Mike Budenholzer of the Milwaukee Bucks. People are saying that he's on the hot seat. In the last podcast, we was talking about Terry Stotts being on the hot seats too. But what coaches in the league feel like is going to be on the hot seats now?
I think give me a second. Maybe even I would see as the Pelicans, Stan Van Gundy. Is that what it is? Or is it the other one? I think he's on the hot seat. He's not a very good coach. He hasn't been utilizing his young talent very well. Lonzo Ball just putting him in the corner. Too. He should him and Luke Walton, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say Luke Walton. Luke Walton.
We've been saying this for the past year and a half. I mean,
that's back now.
I have a hate burner for that kid so much. Luke Walton. Oh my gosh, how he's terrible with rotations. How he bench Buddy Hield for no reason, and Buddy Hield dropping 25 points a game off the bench and then how he lost Bojan Bogdanovic to free agency, and then how he refused to give who's the kid I forgot the kid they drafted this year, but they refused to give him more minutes, and how he haven't really utilized Marvin Bagley III that much with pick and rolls. Instead of them doing pick and rolls with Marvin Bagley, they have him doing having him doing catch and shoot from the corner. So sorry.
Yeah. Another one that is also on the hot seat. Who signed with the Bulls in the offseason as the coach? The old Thunder one.
Billy Donovan.
They're missing the play-in tournament, and their team, as the looks of it, they should be in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, especially adding Nikola Vucevic, which doesn't really seem like the trade's not working out right now. So.
Yeah, they've lost I saw they lost a bunch of games out of the last 10.
And then you can. I feel like there's one more team I'm thinking of.
Well, this is a popular one, but I don't think it's correct at all. Brad Stevens.
Heck no.
No.
Right, one off season and people want to dump him already. I'm not saying that was for me, and Manny said Mike Budenholzer, the kid for the Bucks.
Yeah.
They're the 2 seed right now.
Hey, that's what Dennis told me. So.
I mean, in the beginning,
it's better when Mike Budenholzer put the Bucks in a better position than who was their former head coach, Jason Kidd. When Jason Kidd was head coach, he only went to the 6th seed, and that's who Mike Budenholzer came in.
Well, it's not necessarily the same team, but
sure. I feel like the Bucks are just missing that one piece to bring him to championship contention.
To win in the playoffs, yeah. Take a little bit off the
I know Chris Middleton. He's a good sidekick, but he doesn't seem like a sidekick to me. He seems like a third option, not instead of a second option.
Yeah.
They need someone I want to say they need to know what can I say a score maker, second scoring option, a playmaker, or
someone who can make their own shots.
Yes, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Another shot creator. Thank you. And that's always a problem with teams because they need. Oh my God! Someone's pushing on the window. So okay. Yeah, but they need another shot creator on the Bucks. So that's the only problem with the Bucks right now. But I don't really see anybody else being on the hot seat besides Luke Walton.
Yeah.
But Kevin Love, you saw that clip the other day with him. It seemed like he's really upset with the Cavs. It seemed like this dude was supposed to get traded for the past 5 years, but
I heard that he was actually upset with the reffing in the game.
Oh.
And that kind of set him off. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
But that was so weird. He just passed the ball to the other team and they put up a 3. It was just – you don't do that, man. I don't care how upset you are about anything. You just don't do that.
Then later in that week, he came out saying "Oh, I would love to play for the Trailblazers because that's what we live in too." So, and his dad used to play for the Trailblazers too.
Wow, I had no idea his dad played NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I'd certainly hate it if I was loving Cleveland, but what are you gonna do? You have this $35 million contract per year for a dude who doesn't seem like he's enjoying basketball. I mean, it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. He only plays like a fourth of the year. He's still a talented player. There's no doubt about that. It's just he can't ever find his way on the court.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then right now, right now, recording on this podcast right now, Russ Westbrook's one triple-double away from tying the record.
Who cares?
I mean, Russ Westbrook's my favorite player. Everybody knows that right now. He has 15 points, shooting 6 for 11. Not like he's shooting bad, 6 for 11. Only missed 5 shots. So before Austin, the Russ Westbrook hater, comes out.
Okay, I am a Russell Westbrook hater, but I can appreciate his good performances. I'll give him his props. I'll swallow my pride. He's a good point guard.
Right now, Russ Westbrook with 15 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 rebounds and 2 assists away from tying the record. So, like, hopefully,
for a stat that wasn't even recorded when Oscar Robertson was doing it. He was just doing it because that was the best thing for his team. He didn't even know what he was doing.
Stop taking away Russell Westbrook's greatness, right?
I'm taking a little bit away from it.
Yeah, but I'm really excited about this, because, Russell Westbrook fan,
It's such a big thing now. Somebody's going to come along and smash his record. It'd be like Doncic or something.
It's going to be Luka Doncic,
Yeah, the triple-double is such a big thing now. These guys are all out for it.
Yeah, but I totally forgot that Jimmy Butler and Karl-Anthony Towns used to be teammates and they had beef. And you saw the other night, Jimmy Butler and Karl-Anthony Towns got a little shouting match right there. Anthony Edwards trying to play it off, but you still see like these two former teammates hate each other. So, Austin, your thoughts about saying that?
I don't know. It kind of brings me joy, but not that they hate each other. It brings some intensity back in the NBA. Like nowadays, like everyone is friends and no one fights. Only like 2 people do. Okay, like Marcus Morris and like Patrick Beverly, but everyone else is like they're all friends with each other, and I don't think that's very good for the show of the league. Or like,
yeah,
it needs to bring some more
you need some good old-fashioned rivalries.
Yeah, we don't have any rivalries in the NBA except like Clippers versus Lakers.
Not even so much though. Like,
yeah, like it's all historical rivalries. Like nothing is really intense.
Yeah.
Like the rivalry we were supposed to get, it just got ruined because like last time it was like actual rivals like Cleveland versus Golden State when it was in the finals for like the past 5 years. So and it was supposed to be Oklahoma versus Golden State, but Kevin Durant left, so it wasn't really much of a rivalry after that. But I'm thinking about another one. Pete versus.
No, those games were great though. The ones where KD came back to the Thunder, or the first few times when Russell Westbrook and like his guys were going up against KD and the stacked Warriors. Those games were great. Mm-hmm. Those were must-watch television at that point.
Those were like one week-long rivalries. There's nothing really. There's like the rivalries only lasted for like a week, and everyone was over it again. I feel like.
But still, they had some intense moments in those games where like someone would get fouled hard or something, or KD and Russ would go at each other.
Yeah, and I really miss those moments about like the NBA, like OKC fans like booing as soon as Kevin Durant got the ball.
Yeah. But it's the NBA anyway. These guys don't want to fight. They don't fight in the NBA. Like the worst it'll get is like this Jimmy Butler, Karl-Anthony Towns shouting/shoving match and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
like I think it was like an actual fight was like when Joel and Karl-Anthony Towns got in the wrestling match, and Vincent put Karl-Anthony Towns in a chokehold too. So
this actually throws me back to Jimmy Butler coming to the Sixers from the Timberwolves, because he just didn't like the Timberwolves at all. There was sort of a losing mentality because they'd always been losers, and nobody really seemed to care except for him. So when he came to Philadelphia and we went on that magical run, It's just that throws me back to a special time there.
Yeah. Yeah, but you guys got any baseball news?
Well, the Phillies have won 5 straight, and they're leading the NL East right now. And it seems like for their starting pitching, they're starting to get like a top 3 that's really good. Zach Wheeler has a 2.8 ERA. Aaron Nola also has a 2.8 ERA, and Zach Eflin is like mid 3 ERA. So we're kind of getting like a 3-headed monster at the top of our starting rotation. And then of course the bats are starting to go too. The other night we had we just beat the Braves 12-2 last night. So
yeah, that's really impressive, especially when we're going against pretty much an all-star team.
Right, they're a good team. So we're going to be hard to beat when our offense is clicking like that. And it was all the way through the lineup. It was from 1 to 8. Odubel at 8 hit a 3-run bomb.
Yeah, one person that needs to leave, though, is Vincent Velasquez.
Yeah.
He gets me very upset.
I hate watching him because he'll be good for 4 innings or something, and then just, it starts with a walk or whatever, and then a bomb, and then it just completely collapses for him.
Yeah,
and,
for example, now.
And he keeps teasing us. He'll come back and he'll get like a 6 innings, 1 run allowed start. And then the next time he'll let up like 5 in 3 innings or whatever.
Yeah, right now he's shutting out the Braves 3-0 right now, but it's the 4th inning. I'm gonna look back on this in like 20 minutes, we're gonna be losing 7-3.
Wait for him to implode. But if we win 6 in a row, this is starting to be a streak here.
Yeah, we're getting in. We just gotta hope that when our cold streak hits, it's not too late for the playoffs. Like we're not going into the playoffs.
That thing just doesn't happen like it always does. We're late season, we get cold, and we miss the playoffs, and we end up around like 500.
Yeah, we always get this Phillies hype in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for this team, man. I'm excited.
I've been trying to get into a little baseball, softball action, wherever it is. But I saw on TV that Oklahoma State baseball was playing. I watched a little bit of that before I left the hotel, and then I was just watching softball. That was pretty fun. It was like the Big 12 championship game, Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma, so it was a good one. So we was down 6-2, 7th inning. So someone hit a home run, 6-3. So and then we get all the bases loaded, 0 out. So I think someone's gonna hit a home run. Tie the game up. We win the chip like that because we have the 1-0 lead in the series. And they play best of 3. So,
man, you want to be a baseball fan? Don't support the Dodgers. First of all, it's too easy. They'll win 100 games every year. Second of all, you're never going to be able to watch their games because they start at 10 o'clock Eastern time most days. I watch the Phillies almost every day when I can because their 7 o'clock starts or 4 o'clock starts are on a Sunday. It's a 1 o'clock start. Baseball is local. I feel like more than any other sport, it's local. I don't really care about what's going on with the Padres or whatever, and I can't name too many players from certain teams around the league. I would struggle to name, if you ask me, Mariners players or whatever. But it's local, and I can name you every single player on the Phillies roster.
Group podcast trip to a Phillies game. Tickets are like $20.
Oh, do you want to go?
Yeah, I am so down.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd be so down for that.
Yeah, I get my second dose when I come back, so I'll be ready to go.
Yeah, we'll turn Manny into a Phillies fan. You officially denounced being a Dodgers fan. You are now a Phillies fan. Manny!
Right, I'm an Oklahoma City Dodgers fan. I'm going to go to –
It's too easy to be a Dodgers fan. It is too easy.
Where's the fun at?
This I get to be proud of when the Phillies have success. We have the second longest drought in the MLB. Playoff drought. If we make the playoffs this year, it will mean something. If the Dodgers come anything short of a World Series, it's a disappointment. It's no fun.
We got Robin against the Astros anyway. So.
Oh, yeah, but got your World Series. You can't even be mad now. Well, you can still be mad.
Yeah, but let's
Everybody hates.
continue to the next topic. Okay, so the Champions League and Europa League is now set. For the Europa League is Manchester United versus Villarreal.
Valencia or Villarreal.
Villarreal, thank you. And that'll be on Wednesday, May 26th. And then Champions League will be this Wednesday, May 14th. It'll be Manchester City versus Chelsea. So, yes, what's your thoughts about this? Because we saw yesterday, Chelsea beat Manchester City in a regular Premier League game. So,
Yeah, but Manchester City, I don't know what kind of a lineup they played there to rest guys or whatnot because they had the game midweek. Both teams had the game midweek in the Champions League, so they probably both rested guys yesterday or today. But, there's a reason that Man City is the team that's leading the Premier League. They're 16 points clear of Chelsea, actually, which is a lot of points for those of you who don't know. And, they're already confirmed champions of the Premier League. So Manchester City is the better team on the whole, and they have the better coach. They both have fantastic coaching, both these teams. But Pep Guardiola is renowned as the best coach in the world. And the game today, I'm looking at it now, Chelsea only won in the last minute. So, but I see Manchester City winning this Champions League final. And for the Europa League final, I really hope that Manchester United loses, because I just don't like Manchester United, their ownership, how they do things. And their fans aren't too happy in their club either. They got the game canceled the other day because they stormed the stadium.
Yeah, I can understand that. But
So my predictions will be Man City winning the Champions League, Villarreal winning the Europa League.
I just want to see Manchester City winning it because, my younger brother is a Man City fan, so.
I would normally – I don't root for Manchester City ever really because they're kind of a money club and they don't have too much history, but they have a rich owner and their history is more recent since they got their money. But I just see them winning this game. I just don't see Chelsea winning this game. I think they've been a little bit lucky in their run.
Yeah, it looks like Manchester City's going to win the Premier League too with the –
it's confirmed. It's confirmed. They're 13 points ahead with 3 games. It's impossible for them to lose now.
Yeah. So, I just want Chelsea to win and Manchester United to win because, I like United. So, me and my dad's rooting for United. So, So, I'm assuming Austin doesn't know anything about this. So.
Yeah, I agree.
What he said.
And we don't usually talk about hockey here, but big incident happened with Washington Capitals player Tom Wilson. He's like Tom Wilson. He's like the guy who always get in the fights. He's like one of my favorite players in the Capitals. And this fight, he got someone injured, so the guy was out for a couple games, and then owner, James Dolan. So you already know about him. So owner of the Rangers, James Dolan, came out saying, "Oh man, the league should suspend him for like a week or two. He should get fined a lot of money. This is bad for the sport." And then the Rangers and Capitals still have to play each other next game. So next game, not as soon as the puck dropped, we got 5 people fighting on the ice.
They're playing each other again?
Huh?
Or no, you're talking about what just happened. Okay.
Yeah, this already happened. This already happened. So as soon as the puck dropped, there's already 5 people fighting on the ice. There was at one point in the game there were 6 people in the penalty box. And that's a lot if you guys watch hockey. And
There's a fun picture actually.
And the Capitals came out winning, beating the Rangers because I'm pretty sure the Rangers aren't really a good team anyway. So I haven't really paid attention to hockey that much. So.
Yeah, I watched a lot on this because I was actually interested. I was like, why the heck would they all drop the gloves right at the start of the game? But Tom Wilson did a real cheap shot the game before, and I watched a lot on this. And then he didn't get the suspension that they were hoping for. He didn't get suspension at all, actually. So they had to take it into their own hands. And it wasn't just at the start of the game where they dropped the gloves. There were more and more fights throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that about hockey. They call each other out, and they're down for it. They're ready to fight. But in basketball, they're just any other sport really, basketball and baseball, they're just posers. Like they'll get up next to each other, put their foreheads together or whatever, but they're not gonna fight. They'll push each other, but they're not gonna fight.
Pretty sure that's all we have for today. Let me just see the triple double update right here.
Oh, and Austin, by the way, I'm checking in on the Phillies game. 2 base runners on now for Vince Velasquez, 1 out. So it could be the start of these plays. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he does well. But.
Okay. I'm just going to basically confirm it here because Russell Westbrook has 21 points, 10 rebounds, but 9 assists, but it's only the third quarter. So
he's playing for the Wizards. You might not get that other assist.
And Bradley Beal's cooking
He'll
up.
force it. He'll literally force it. He'll just let the shot clock drain down and then dip it off to some teammate until they make a shot. Mm-hmm. Or he'll be on a fast break and he'll just dish it off to someone just to get the assist. That's what he's like.
Yeah, but so I'm gonna basically confirm right here. Russell Westbrook got the tie the record. So
this would be very funny if he doesn't get it.
It'll be really awkward, really really awkward. But we'll talk about more of that when he breaks the record or when he ties the record, whatever happens after this podcast. We'll talk about that later next podcast, and hopefully I'll be back in Pennsylvania. So I don't want to hear. I hear a dude screaming. I hear a dude randomly scream like "Wah!" like start screaming like a jungle man. So
I couldn't hear that, but
yeah, but it's nice to know I got this.
Let's see the view. Oh
wow, what a view! What a view!
Yeah, but that's pretty much all we have for the podcast. Hopefully, next podcast we have Will back, and we'll be talking about the NFL schedule because the NFL schedule comes out on Wednesday, so we'll be talking about that. And that's probably be around like when the playing tournaments will start soon. So, guys, got anything else to say? Follow us on TikTok. Guess is TikTok famous now, so.
I've always been TikTok famous.
Yeah, and then follow us on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure that's all. Russell Westbrook's top 5 point guard of all time.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, 2-turn baby girl, you know me, still with the dolls that I